Hi there and welcome to this bonus episode of Anna and Al's Big Portuguese Wine Adventure. Thanks for coming back to hear even more about Alentejo's perhaps most well-known winery.
I hope you're enjoying our series so far. Please go onto our website and let us know what you think. And while you're there, check out links to where you can get hold of some of the wines from Esporão, wherever you are.
Each episode explores one winery or region, and we're also giving you a bonus deep dive for places that really interest you, whether it be an extra tour, a bit more time with a winemaker, or, in this case, a wine tasting.
We hope the story of Esporão and its iconic winemakers got you salivating, but if it didn't, then this certainly will. We thought you'd like a chance to be talked through their range of wines with João Ramos, the man who made them.
Is it more red? Is it more... I'm thinking of a cherry. Is it like a red cherry or a
ripe red cherry?
A lot of grapes out there, all very different. All these will become familiar to us.
The first wine we are going to taste is Monte Velho White 2022. The first vintage of Monte Velho was in '93, and at that time there was an opportunity in the Portuguese market to produce a wine that was affordable for everyone and easygoing. At the moment, it's one of our main brands in terms of quantity and the first brand in terms of value for a Portuguese market. It reflects what Alentejo is. The grapes come from the north to the south of Alentejo, so we have different grapes coming from different origins and became balanced, the wine, due to this diversity in terms of grape varieties, in terms of climate, in terms of soil. And so, let's taste it.
All right.
So the color, it's I'd say pale yellow, and then in the nose you feel like white flowers, you feel peach. It is more in the aromatic and stone fruit notes. Yeah. Has a little bit of pineapple as well, but very fruity and easygoing. On the palate is rich. It's balanced, have a good acidity, but also nice volume, elegant volume. That from one side it reflects the warmth of Alentejo, the fact of having high temperatures, the fact of being in a warm climate. You feel this warmth in the mouth. But on the other side, also fresh. And this freshness comes directly from the origins of the grapes.
And what kind of grapes are in this?
So you have mostly 5-6 different grape varieties, indigenous from here, but in total in this blend it enters around 20.
Wow.
Mostly we have Antão Vaz, we have Gouveia, we have Varinto, Roupeiro, Rabo de Ovelha.
So it's almost like a field blend, except it's from all over Alentejo, from different producers.
Exactly,
Yeah.
Yes. Big field blend of Alentejo.
How large is Monte Velho part of your production? Because I know you export it.
Yeah, so in terms of quantities, we produce in whites roughly 1 million liters, reds 3.5 million, so it's 60% of our production.
Wow.
The next wine is Colheita White 2021. And here we enter in the other range of Esporão. So let's say that we have two different ranges of wines. The first range, which is Monte Velho and Defesa, is the range where we use grapes from suppliers. And then, let's say the second range, the higher range, which starts from Colheita, is the range where we use organic grapes from our vineyards. The grape varieties that are present are more aromatic. So here you have Gouveia, you have a little bit of Alvarinho, you have Roupeiro and Varinto, less Antão Vaz.
All these names of grapes will become familiar to us and to listeners
And
as
to
time
listeners.
goes on.
Yes.
There's a lot of grapes out there, all very different.
All right, so to the tasting of Colheita. In this wine, you already feel some slight honey notes. A little bit of apricot as well.
It's funny when you say it, you go, oh yeah, it's apricot.
It's a wine that when it's young is very exuberant, dominant in the nose. Then when it ages, and this one has already some aging in bottle, this is developing aromas with a nutty character.
I am proud to say that I was thinking about honey before the winemaker said it.
Oh, right,
so
okay,
I
just
feel,
for the record.
I feel happy that,
You were right.
Yeah, that I was,
You're always happy when you're right.
yes.
No, you're always right.
And in the mouth you have volume, density, and the longer finish than the previous one. Long and acidic. The volume here in this wine, we get it from working with the final yeast of the wines.
So that's the yeast that's left once
Yeah.
it's finished fermentation.
Exactly. So the yeast is left on the bottom of the tank, and then we mix it up in order to get more proteins from the yeast. Then later on, we'll give volume.
Makes a terrible noise, sorry. Sound of glass on marble.
So to finish the whites, we have our top-end white. It is a private selection,
Ah,
2021. The initial idea to make this wine was to challenge the classical big wines of Alentejo. And this was born when David Balverstock came to Esporão. He brought the ideas of planting Semillon for the whites and Syrah for the reds. And so the wine we are going to taste is 100% Semillon from a vineyard in Herdade dos Perdigões, so not here at the property. The vineyard is 4 kilometers far away, in another property where the soils have more clay and they keep more water. And so we believe most of the property is more adapted for the white wine production than for the reds.
all right, so this one.
So let's taste the Semillon, our private selection.
Wow, that smells amazing.
And if we were talking about honey notes in the previous one, here
yeah,
it's
yeah.
much more. It's a wine that you feel some sweet spices, also some white pepper. That comes from the fermentation and aging in oak barrels, and some orange peel.
Oh yeah, he's doing it again. Did you guess that as well?
And the lemon.
But I can feel it.
Intense, big volume. No, it's opulent.
Do you think?
I think it's amazing. So who buys the private selection?
Who buys? Normally, are consumers that already know Esporão. They don't start from here. But nowadays, the newer customer, we are engaging them more with Monte Velho and light wines, let's say, up to Colheita, than reserve or private. These are people that already know pretty well the wines and over 40, I would say.
Can you find private selection outside of Portugal?
Yes, you can find in Brazil, you can find in USA, you can find in England. Our two main markets are actually USA and Brazil. Apart from that, England is important, and Northern European countries as well.
Reds.
Let's go for the reds. And so, for the reds, we are going back to Monte Velho again. And actually, this is the most representative wine that we produce. It's a wine that in the blind tasting, people will say that it's from Alentejo and most probably is Monte Velho.
What gives it away as being from Alentejo then? That's the big question.
I think there are two main factors that I would say that marks this wine as being Alentejo wine. First is the ripe fruit, without being jammy or overripe. Red ripe fruits, warmer years it goes to dark fruits, fresher years stays in the red fruits. It's a wine that is somehow, in my opinion, it's calm. So it means it has energy, it has acidity, but it's not too tannic, it's not too astringent. It's very elegant and smooth in the mouth. And this is a little bit Alentejo. And if you see people that live and work in Alentejo, people are calm and patient, and this is a particularity.
Okay.
So very fruity.
Trying to think of red fruits and black fruits, try and tell the difference. Is it more red? Is it more... I'm thinking of a cherry.
Yeah.
Is it like a red
it's
cherry
a
or a...
ripe red cherry?
Ripe red, okay.
Yeah, but a little bit of floral as well, no? A hint of violet. And in the mouth is very fresh.
Is this also a blend of lots of different grapes then?
Yeah, so here you have even more grapes, more different grape varieties than in the white. Up to roughly 30 different grape varieties.
Wow.
But again, mainly we search Portuguese grape varieties because are the ones that have better performance. We are understanding that we have to go back to the past and to use indigenous grape varieties because you have less problems in the vineyards, you are much more sustainable, and the plants are really well adapted. So in terms of hot weather and lack of water, these ones are normally the ones that perform better. So this is the Colheita Red 2022. It was the first organic wine Esporão produced back in 2015. We didn't convert all the vineyard area at once. So we started the conversion with around 40 hectares, and then we understood that we could do it. The idea of this wine is to show the purity of the grape varieties without any intervention. So all of this wine aged in concrete tanks to maintain the purity and the fruity style of the grape varieties. So here in the nose you have a mixture of really ripe red fruit, but also some fresh plums. Good intensity. And then in the mouth, it's silky, juicy at the same time.
That interesting colour as well. What are the grapes in this?
So here you have Alfrocheiro, Touriga Nacional, Tinta Miúda to give some acidity, and we finished the lot with a little bit of Alicante Bouschet and Cabernet Sauvignon, but it's around just 10% to give it more body, to fill the mouth, but not too much.
Lovely.
So the next wine is the Reserve 2020, and it's a flagship of Esporão brands. It's really a wine with very good quality price ratio. You have dark fruits like dark plum, black plum, and in the mouth it's still very fruity, no? The balance and the integration between oak and the fruitiness, it's very important in this wine. And this is for me one of the main challenge, to use the right amount of new oak in the blend. And here we have around 20% new oak every year, and it aged for 12 months. So in the range, we start with Monte Velho, then Monte Velho Organic, and Defesa Red. And then we jump to the next range in which we start with the Colheita Red, Reserve Red. But then here we also have single varietal wines, Alicante Bouschet, Touriga Nacional, and Aragonês. And these are wines that we only produce in the best years. We just produce around 5,000 bottles of each. And more than single varietals, there are single vineyard wines as well. And vineyards that normally gives birth, let's say, to private selection.
That's the next level, is it?
That's the next level. Private selection, it's a blend of normally these three grape varietals. And in the best years of private selection, we don't release private selection, we release Torre, which is the most iconic wine that we have here. We just released 4 times until now. The last one in the market is the 2017. And well, I look forward every year to produce Torre, but not every year is possible.
Oh, it comes in some wooden box as well. Look here, yeah. Fantastic. Thank you so much.
It really is a great privilege to be able to listen to a true professional go through the notes of the wine. It's fantastic. Thank you so much.
Thank you, and thank you for coming.